Right. So, where shall I start? Maybe I shall start by telling, how do you call that in English? An anecdote? And
Joke?
yeah. Um, my wife just gave me in December the most nicest compliment she ever did. I'll tell you the story, and it has a relevance. Um, we were last year. We were in Czechia on our holidays. And in December, at the end of December, we were talking with friends here in Belgium about our holiday. And we said, yeah, we went to Czechia. And one of the friends made a remark saying, or like a question remark, are the people friendly over there? Because that's on the eastern side of Europe. And my wife responds, if you go with Jan somewhere, people are always nice. I thought, wow, why did I deserve this? And it's the salty way. It is by opening up. It's by being in a mindset of wonder and feeling the urge to connect. So I try to pick up some Czechish words before we sort of enter the border of Czechia, so that I can make contact. And so that's just one small example of how when you become infected by the salt approach, it helps you to overcome any fears or doubts in connecting to people outside your comfort zone or outside your known setup. Um, it's the same like when I was at the Global Learning Festival in Chennai in India in 2012. My wife went there with me to that Global Learning Festival. That's where, by the way, the nose to nose pictures started. That's where I started the project. There was this lady called Dewi from Indonesia, and she was with a scarf. Is it scarf? Yeah, a headscarf. Yeah, yeah. From Muslim headscarf. And so I was entering the room. There was plenty of people, and there was sort of like not many seats available. So there's this one seat next to Devi, a lady I didn't know yet, and I was feeling in myself like, am I allowed as a Western guy to sit to this next to this lady and talk to her? And so I was like sitting there, and I asked if the seat was available. She says very kindly, she says, yeah, it's free. So I sat there and I was like, can I speak? Can I not? Can I? Is this right? Sort of like my internal dialogue. And all of a sudden, Devi turned to me and she says, oh, we are from the same religion. I say, I'm sorry, how do you mean? And she says, well, you are working with Nikon camera and I do as well. So we're from the same religion. Gosh, the ice was melted. and that to me was such a learning moment of how when you open up and try to be in a salty way, to be allowed to be transformed and to listen and to appreciate and then to stimulate, how that sort of triggered my entire being of, wow, if you just open up and take life easy and take connections easy, some beautiful things may arise. And I let people focus on what does not separate them, but what connects them, what they appreciate into each other. So just to give an example, which I quite often use, but it's a very good example, I think, is I had a company asking me to come for mediation in a conflict between 10 managers. And that was a conflict that was quite heavy. There was already people that had left the organization because of the conflict. So when I asked this management team to come and help them out, the first thing I did was to ask them, what do you appreciate in the other? Write it on a piece of paper and put it in an envelope. And each of you will get their personal envelope with the notes of what other managers appreciate in you. Well, that had changed the focus completely. And it sort of like made them realize, after they took time to read the notes inside their envelope, by changing the focus, it opened them up. And I said, okay, let's not talk about the stinking garbage, what happened in the past. Let's look out for the future. How do you want us to meet again in 5 years' time? What will I see in your dreams? What will I see of this management team? How will they work together? And so they started dreaming individually, in duos, and then building it up. And they created this management cooperation dream of how do we work together as leaders. And this happened sometime last year. And up until today, I still get messages from them. I still meet some of them in various meetings. And they keep referring to this change, this switch of, okay, we thought we were going to discuss the conflict by going into who said what and who did what, but we didn't do. We appreciate it, and that was quite an eye-opening, not just an eye-opening, it was a heart opening for them. And yeah, that's just one example, but there's so many. I've done a project here in Belgium at the Vilvoorde communities. One of the communities that was facing situations they were mourning about, like this is not going good and people are not friendly and people don't respect us and the city doesn't do anything about it and the city does not this and the city does that. And we shifted the conversation. We shifted the conversation towards what can we do to bring people together? What can we do to organize in our community to bring people together? What can we do to get input on the dreams of the community? And slowly but surely, they shifted their mindset towards what can we do? How can we enable our community to foster, to grow, to become a better place to live? And it was a journey of about 3 years. And then the city of Vilvoorde said, well, we got seven other communities in our city. Maybe we should open it up to the other communities as well. So we're now in the process of we've had 2 groups of facilitators trained in Vilvoorde with members of each of the other communities in Vilvoorde. Last week, we had a meetup between the 2 groups and people from the initial community from Verwoerd. And they're now making plans for the months to come to get in each community some sort of initiative or action to bring people together. So that was quite impressive to see how people that were initially coming into the room to complain, slowly coming into the room to see possibilities and to dream and to be proud and to see what works. And that was quite a thing. Yeah, I'm quite a fan of using this SALT approach. In so many ways. and it has helped to live a better life, and better not as in a sort of religious, value driven or morale type thing, but a better life in a more relaxed, in a relaxed way of life.